Hi, I'm Sue and I work for the Brentwood Schools Christian Worker Trust. Now, today we're going to hear a story about Moses, who was adopted by an Egyptian princess when he was a baby and then heard God speak to him from a burning bush when he grew older. I wonder what's going to happen to him today.
Hello everybody, it's Anthea here. After his meeting with God at the burning bush, Moses went back to Egypt to speak to the new King Pharaoh. He was a bit frightened, but he knew God would help him and give him and his brother Aaron the words to say. In his hand he carried the staff of God, just as God had told him to. For the Lord had told Moses, "When you arrive back in Egypt, go to Pharaoh and perform all the miracles I have empowered you to do. He must let my people go so they can come and worship me and no longer be living as slaves in Egypt." So Moses and Aaron went to see King Pharaoh. "God says, 'Let my people go so that they can come and worship me in the wilderness,'" said Moses. Pharaoh was not impressed with this. In fact, he was very cross. "Who is God? Why should I, the mighty Pharaoh, listen to your God and let all my slaves and workmen go?" He even demanded a sign to show that God was real. Moses threw down his staff in front of Pharaoh and it became a snake. But then Pharaoh called his own wise men and sorcerers, and these Egyptian magicians did the same thing with their magic. But then Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs. But this didn't make any difference. Pharaoh's heart still remained hard. God did many more miracles and signs before Pharaoh to show him just who was boss, who was in charge, and who was a mighty God. First, he turned their beloved river Nile into red blood, so that they had no water to drink every day. And next, when Aaron lifted up his staff, God sent a plague of frogs across the entire land of Egypt. The river Nile swarmed with frogs. They came up out of the river and into the palace, even into their bedroom and onto their beds. It was horrible. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and begged, "I want you to plead with the Lord to take the frogs away from me and my people." So Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh's palace, and Moses cried out to the Lord about the frogs he had inflicted on Pharaoh. And the Lord did just what Moses had predicted. The frogs in the houses, the courtyards, and the fields all died. But when Pharaoh saw that relief had come, he became stubborn again. After this, God showed Pharaoh who was in charge by sending a plague of gnats and then a plague of flies. After this, there followed a plague on all the animals that belonged to the Egyptians, and then festering boils all over their skin, and then a plague of hailstones. The Lord said again to Moses, "Raise your hand over the land of Egypt to bring on the locusts." And the locusts swarmed over the whole land of Egypt, setting in dense swarms from one end of the country to the other. After that, God covered the land in deep darkness for 3 whole days. The people could not see each other, and nobody moved at all. It was time for the Hebrews to leave, and God had prepared one last plague to force Pharaoh to let them go. The Lord gave the following instructions to Moses and Aaron. Each family must choose a lamb or a young goat for a sacrifice. They are to take some of the blood and smear it on the sides and top of the door frames of the houses. On that night I will pass through the land of Egypt and strike down every firstborn son. But the blood on your doorposts will serve as a sign, marking the houses where you live. When you see the blood, I will pass over you." So the people of Israel did just as the Lord had commanded through Moses and Aaron. And that night, at midnight, the Lord struck down all the firstborn sons in the land of Egypt. Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron during that night. "Get out," he ordered. "Leave my people and take the rest of the Israelites with you. Go." That night the people of Israel left and started on their journey. On this night the Lord kept his promise to bring his people out of the land of Egypt. Well, what an amazing story that was.
Well, I didn't expect that to happen. I wonder how Pharaoh and Moses felt when they saw God's amazing power and what he could do. How would you feel if you were like Moses and had God's power helping you? I hope you enjoyed this story. See you next time. Bye.